It's still January, which means people are still flying high on their goals right now. And while goals are great because they give you a point, like a destination to aim for and to work toward, routines are even more important because a routine indicates consistency. If you have a routine, then it's by nature and by definition something that you're doing regularly or consistently. And a goal is nothing without that consistency. But I've also found that it's in the planning of these routines and building these new routines that we tend to fall short, and that tends to just blow up all of our goals and keep us from the finish line altogether. So if you've ever tried to achieve a goal before and found yourself coming up short or dropping off somewhere along the way, the problem wasn't probably with the goal, although we do need to be setting realistic and achievable while inspiring goals, but the problem was most likely with your routines and with the day-to-day consistency. I'd like to thank Aura for sponsoring this video. I'll share more about them here in a bit. So let's talk about how you can just drastically simplify your routine process and make it feel easy and make it feel good. I think that when things feel easy and they feel enjoyable, we're more likely to stick with them. Nobody wants to do something that feels like it's requiring a ton of effort every single day and then it's miserable to go through. Here's the good news. It's not as hard as you're probably making it out to be in your head. It really just comes down to some simple tweaks and some simple concepts that I'm going to share with you today. Stay in the present. Stay with your routines instead of with your goals, if that makes sense. And I know that that's kind of backwards from the way a lot of people talk about it, about, just staying goals focused. But when you're in the present, you're more able to learn and gain from the things that you're experiencing as you reach your goals. And that's where the meat really is. That's where the really important stuff and the life lessons and the enjoyment and joy really comes from, is learning and going through the things. NBA player LeBron James says, "It's not about the 5 minutes you stand on the podium. It's the 5 years you spent running sprints at 6 a.m. It's a mindset of, I'm gonna put in the work, and if I do, winning is inevitable." I love the idea of focusing on the present instead of constantly focusing on the goals, because I feel like when you're focusing on the goal, you're bringing a lot of negative energy to the mix, right? Because you're not there yet. You want to be there and you're not there yet. You're here. You're working through processes, right? You're working through these steps and these processes and systems and routines that will hopefully get you to where you want to be, get you to those goals. But if you're not present while you're working through them, then you're not going to be giving them the life and the energy that they need in order to go where you want them to go. Maybe the goals that you have set for yourself are going to change. Or maybe you're going to totally blow through those goals. All that you can really focus on and give your energy and attention to right now is the current moment. Focus on the process, not the outcome. That doesn't mean that you don't have goals or that you don't have a vision of where you want to be. Like I said, it's important to have that general idea or that general trajectory to give yourself so that you can create the best, most aligned routines for yourself. But once that's done, be in the present and focus on the present, not on the outcome. And one of the most beautiful phrases, I think, because it just exudes so much ease, is to let the work take you there. Presence is something I've been taking very seriously here lately. There's no point in doing anything if you're not really going to be investing your energy into that thing at that time. I haven't shared with you yet this year, but I've talked before about how I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do a word of the year, and I try to focus my intention on this word of the year in everything that I do. This year, my word of the year is truth. Removing all of the layers and the filters and just all of the extra crap that can get piled on top of us, all the extra expectations and random bloat that we can get in our daily lives as far as tasks go, and really just get down to the core and the truth. Part of that includes being present in my body, being present in my mind, and really getting centered on what's in alignment for me, because what's more true than being in alignment? So one of the tools that I've been using here lately to do that and get myself in that place is our sponsor for today's video, and that is Aura. You know you're in alignment with the company when you already had their app on your phone and were using their product. It has become my favorite meditation and mindfulness app, and it's really just so different from all of the many other apps that I've tried. They pose it as Spotify for your mind and soul, and I have to agree with that because they actually actually use hundreds of different experts. So you've got meditation experts, you've got CBT experts, hypnosis, life coaches. You can find so many different speakers, voices, subjects, and modalities for getting that information into your mind, into your body. If I want to listen to hypnosis on the subject of abundance, I'll find hypnosis on the subject of abundance. It's really incredible. It also uses an intelligent personalized system, which is really great when we're talking about essentialism and minimizing to just the things that you want to be focusing on. Now, the first 500 people to use the link down in my description will get a 7-day free trial of their premium version plus 25% off. If you are interested in that, I recommend that you get on it because 500 goes pretty fast. Essentialism is essential. I want to start doing some yoga to really just stretch out my back and get my body feeling good again. But every time I log on to the app or the place where I go that has just so many different wonderful videos, and I'm looking through them and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this one's great because it works on the jaw and the neck and I've been having a lot of tension, so that would help me there. Oh, but I need to be doing some strength training because my arms are really weak right now, so I need to do some of that. And I'll just see all of these different things that I am interested in and that I would like to do, and there are too many options. So I end up researching it to the point that I do nothing. And even when I do finally follow through with one of the exercise routines, I'll feel unaccomplished when I'm finished because I didn't do all of the other things, right? Because, oh, well, I didn't do my jaw and neck today. And so now I'm still going to be tense later on, you know, like, or I don't know what content is in these other videos now. And I feel like I need all of that content in order to be more well-rounded and be taking the best actions for my body or for my mind if I'm talking about a course or something else. And so I let the overwhelm and the stack up of too much information hold me back from taking just some really simple, regular actions. And so that's something that I've been working on this year, is really practicing more essentialism in the things that I'm trying to build into my routine. And a lot of that comes down to just simplifying and practicing minimalism with my routine, like limiting those options, choosing just one or two and then sticking with that. Ever since making that tweak to my routines, my mindset, and to my number of options and only allowing a certain number of options, my exercise routine has been super simple. It's been like effortless, and I feel good when I do it because I'm doing the thing that I was expecting to do when I went into it. I didn't have like all of these expectations and this whole all or nothing type of mindset that was gonna leave me feeling unfulfilled and not likely to go back and do it again. So sometimes when you remove all of those expectations and all of those options, you actually find more ease and pleasantries in the process. My point is, practicing minimalism and essentialism with your routines will make you more successful in following through with them and with being consistent. Keeping the core basics and making them as easy as possible is what sets you up for success in your routines. And that doesn't just mean how you go about the routines that you've decided to do, like eating breakfast and exercising were for me, but in the number of routines themselves. What are those essential things that line up with your values and that make you feel full and productive and accomplished and just good on a regular basis? Jay Papasan, the author of The One Thing, which you might have heard of, said that he has interviewed some of the world's most successful people, and he's found that some of the most successful people just have a really good productive day before noon. So it's like they're not doing all of these amazing things all day long. They might have a 4-hour block of time before noon that gets the needle moving forward because they're being essential with their tasks. They're doing the things that are going to be the most productive. Or as he poses in the question of his book, what's one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else would become easier or unnecessary? Basically, what's the first domino effect? What is going to make the biggest movement or move the needle for the most right now that I can invest my time into and not invest my time into all of the other things that are not moving the needle forward? I was recently listening to Greg McKeown, the author of Essentialism, and he was talking about saying yes to too many good things, good opportunities, and just saying yes to all of them. and how full does not mean satisfying. You end up with a bunch of zombie projects and not really giving the good full energy to any one of them. So this is really where alignment comes in, and why it's so important that you be true to yourself and that you're investing that good quality energy and time into things that are right for you, because not all good things are going to be right things for you. What do you feel called to do? And what do you feel excited and just really motivated and inspired by doing? We're all going to need to be doing different routines in order to live a fulfilled and aligned life. Getting honest about what those things truly are for you is so important to making sure that your routines are aligned and that you are doing the things that are essential for you to be doing. One of the last concepts I want to leave you with is the concept of effort times consistency. It's not the thing that you do once or that you just really put your all into one time that's going to give you the results that you want, or that's going to bring you to new heights and make you successful in any given area. It's effort times consistency. So that means that just as important as showing up and giving it your best and doing the hard thing one time is making sure that you're taking the time to plan. Put the things on the calendar that are important to you and then defend that schedule. Work things back or reverse engineer things from those cores. So I recommend picking like 3 to 5 cores, 3 to 5 essential things that you're gonna allow to take some of your time and energy, that you're going to devote some of your best energy into. Put those 3 to 5 things on the calendar and reverse engineer everything else that happens in your life around those things. So that could be sleep if you're wanting to prioritize sleep. It could be work projects that you're investing a lot of energy into in order to get your finances up to a more abundant level. It could be a relationship, once a week date night with your significant other on the calendar so that you can be sure to nurture that relationship. So I recommend take a beat to evaluate yourself and see where you need to invest a little more energy, put that on the schedule, and then ask yourself, how can I simplify this process? All right, I'll chat with you next week. Hey, if one of your core goals is to get your space in order so that you can have more time and energy to invest in other things, then be sure to check out my free masterclass where I share my holistic clutter-free formula. I share the link for that down in the description.